welcome to another episode of Put Me On Game. I'm your host, Chesterr. With me today, I have my videographer.
Hey, Noah, a.k.a.
The
one and only NJC Visuals over here in front of the camera this time. Kind of weird.
Very weird, but we're going to get through it, man. How you feeling?
No, I'm feeling good. Especially, like we were just talking before, I did a little photo shoot before this. So I'm always kind of multitasking throughout the day. Got a couple big priority tasks on the list every single day I got to knock out. But
a little 2-in-1 sometimes.
A little 2-in-1. You know, I usually don't do more than one shoot a day, but, you know, it's relatively simple. I like working with you. That's why, I started filming the podcast for you, and I definitely want to see this grow. So that's why I'm doing it.
Hopefully we go straight to the top.
Yeah.
So tell me, who in the hell is NJC? Because when I first started following you, you did a video with my homeboy. Shout out to Jalen. And I'm like, okay, who is this? Like, I was looking at your page.
Where'd you find me from?
His page.
Okay.
He had tagged you and everything, so I went from his page. I looked at yours because I already had an idea of me doing this podcast stuff back December, and I think he did his video February, March.
Okay.
And from then I was just following you, just watching you just do all these different projects, and I'm just amazed. Like,
yeah.
And then once you said you only been doing this for a couple years, I'm just like, wow, like it's crazy. So where do you feel? Well, I ain't gonna say where do you feel. What is NJC?
What is NJC? So, I remember first creating my Instagram, man. NJC Visuals. When I first created my Instagram, I believe I had just shot my second or third music video, and I wanted somewhere to put them and start throwing stuff out there. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. So I was thinking of fancy names like, I could do Shot by Noah, and a lot of photographers have that, like Shot by Spencer. I could do whatever, but I ended up landing on njc.visuals as my @ NJC being my initials. I actually didn't like that name at first. I immediately regretted it, like visuals. Like, that's such a weird thing to say. Yeah. I can't even say it right myself. NJC, people aren't going to know what that is, but I just kept with it. And eventually I kind of caught on. I think I posted a story and asked people, hey, what could NJC stand for? So I made the Instagram without even figuring out the acronym first, but I forgot who. Yeah, I forgot who, but I can't even take credit for coming up with it. Someone else did. They said not just a camera. And I feel like that that just resonated so much with what I'm speaking on my Instagram daily and what I'm creating and stuff like that. So that's basically what NJC Visuals is, man. I'm trying to, it's going to be something bigger.
Gotta be, especially with the work you're putting in.
Yeah, gotta be, as far as, whatever that may look like. But with me posting content every day, not just a camera, I want to be able to show people, hey, more work goes into video work than you think. I guess that's basically the bottom line.
And honestly, not even just saying because we work together a lot. Like, you honestly do that. Like, I can sit here, I can text you or call you whenever. Yeah. Granted, I know you're busy, but hey, what do you feel about this? What do you feel about that? Just because we've built that relationship, and I know if you built that with me and us this early, I know you have that with a lot of your other clients.
Yeah, I mean that's another thing as well. It's really just building trust and rapport with people. Being there for them. Me being able to kind of give them my opinion, whether it's an artist I've worked with, whether talking about their music, like, hey, I like this, hey, I don't, or hey, maybe you should start doing this, maybe you should start being more consistent. Bottom line is, I just basically want to be more than just a camera. I want to be able to, if not anything, just be there for somebody and give an opinion or something, advice.
So you said you did 2 videos before you even started the Instagram and everything?
Yeah.
How, like, just local artists, like, just word of mouth, just reaching out? How did that come about?
So we'll bring it back a little bit. So usually this is how it all started. So I had my mom and dad when I was born, but when my sister was born, it was just my mom because they got divorced. So with the single parent household with the lower income, it always was working. So we never got too, like, it was never like bottom of the barrel type situation, but we didn't have a lot of income. So with that being said, we didn't have like a lot of TV channels. So instead of watching TV all day, I'd watch YouTube. And I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know if I wanted to be. I didn't want to be a YouTuber, like the cringy, like, hey, what's up, guys. I didn't know what I wanted to do. Yeah. I hate the fakeness, yeah. But I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I wanted a camera. And so I asked my mom, asked my dad. I didn't think I was going to get one, but I ended up getting a camera, I think, for the next Christmas or my next birthday. I didn't really do too much with it, though. I didn't really do too much. But these two girls had asked me to shoot a dance video. I don't even know how they figured out I had a camera. Pulled up to them, shot the dance video. It was pretty ass, but they liked it. And that stemmed from this group of boys. I think they were in high school, and they were rappers. And they're like, hey, you want to shoot music videos? And I think I immediately said yes. I didn't know how to do it. I had the general sense of, okay, this is how you do it. You play the song, you shoot the video then while they're lip syncing or whatever. But I just hopped straight into it. It wasn't really, there was no money involved. I think I shot like 3 or 4 videos for them, no money.
You shot 3 or 4 with no money?
It was never about the money, man. It was never about the money.
I know, but I know the time behind it, like it takes.
Yeah, I think I said yes because of boredom, but out of curiosity as well.
Okay.
So I mean, it was a very big cultural change. I don't know if I'm all over the place, but it was a very big cultural change when I showed up at the shoot. Because before that, I was the white kid back at the class clown sometimes, kind of quiet, not good grades, not really involved with any kind of black culture. I had like one black friend. So I mean, I had no idea what was going on. I low-key didn't even really listen to rap before I shot my first music video.
That's crazy hearing that now.
and it's hard for me because I'm still learning things that people already know. Yeah. Like I'm still learning about, oh yeah, so this rapper back in the day had a beef with this rapper, or this was a legendary album. This movie like was big for black culture. Like I'm still learning these new things. You know what I mean?
So now you talking about back then, or you talking about now?
I'm talking about now. Still now to this day. So that's why it's kind of weird because I never really grew up in that. I was kind of introduced to it like starting 3 years ago when I started this. So that's a little weird. That puts a few doubts in my mind because now in the back of my mind sometimes I'll think, oh, I wasn't born into this. Am I a culture vulture? Because I've had like 1 or 2 comments that kind of are in that same area as far as like, oh, you're just doing it for the money. But I'm all over the place. But basically, yeah, I shot 3 or 4 videos for these group of guys for free. I even drove them an hour to Raleigh in my car because I don't think they had a car. But from there, I mean, it was really just one guy asked me, how much do you charge? And that opened a whole new lane for me. I was like, oh, shit, $50. Let's go. Let's do it. And it's funny because I'm still in contact with that guy today, and I still thank him every now and then because he got me into it. Now this is my full-time job. So yeah.
That's crazy. I've never known all of that.
Yeah, it's a lot. Like I said, and if you already know me, I do post a lot, and I talk about my journey as much as I can. But I don't think I really mentioned that. But it's very odd, I'm sure, not being in any of the culture and just hopping straight into it. You know what I mean? And trying to and learning all these new things and trying to give people the best video possible.
It's a lot. Well, I mean, obviously you're on YouTube, but it's a lot that you can learn. Granted, I've been in it since I was this young, but still, it's still I'm learning. So
yeah,
it's a lot. So tell me a little bit. So you said you just got the camera and you just was shooting, but have you gone back and did your homework with that yet? I know you're doing it still with hip hop and culture and everything, but have you done your
homework with like
learning like
techniques and camera settings and stuff like that?
Yeah, stuff like that. And I know you got a lot of props and lights and stuff that you invest in yourself a lot. But is it anybody's work that you've came across, or it's just you just doing it?
I think it's just a lot of me doing it. It really is. When I first got the camera, it was just a lot of YouTube research. I tell people, hey, did you go to school for filmmaking? And I'll say, no, I went to YouTube Academy. I just learned straight from YouTube. Because you got to think, as far as videography terms, if you have a camera, hey, if you know a lot, you might as well post about it on YouTube. So it's really the best place to learn about videography because, you need a camera to create YouTube videos.
True.
So I feel like it's the best source. So late nights, just hours watching gear, camera comparisons, how to shoot different lighting, like hours on this stuff. And before, because I'm a perfectionist. Like even a week or two after I release a music video, I don't like it because I already see the stuff I can improve on. So if anything else, my priority back then was really just nailing every single technical aspect. Even though more now, it's more about, okay, how can we make the video for your brand the best way possible? But yeah, I was very heavy in just research, which I feel like a lot of people should do, because I get DMs and questions all the time that, okay, you could just copy and paste that message into YouTube and get your answer right away. I feel like some people in videography are avoiding some of the long hours of work that they have to put in to get better.
I feel that because I watch my video. When you send it back, I watch my video so much, I can put it on mute and I could literally talk for both people or whoever many people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I could have did that better. I could have said that better. My posture, which is always bad. My posture forever is going to be bad.
My gut's hanging out right now. It's all good, though. It don't matter.
All right, man. So tell me, because you post every single day. I'm trying to get there. It's hard. But every single day you're posting different content and just really everything as far as your day.
You're giving me a headache right now, just me thinking about how much work I put in.
It's so tough.
Yeah.
How do you stay consistent with it though?
How do I stay consistent? I'm trying to remember. I started posting every day like 3.5 months ago, I think. It kind of stemmed from me partnering. I mean, you already know it, but it stemmed from me partnering with someone in Fayetteville. He's a business strategist, and we talked, and he gave me, some techniques to start implementing and the advantages of posting every day, and you know about it. But as far as staying consistent with it, I feel like just recognizing, okay, my full-time and only job is a videographer and filmmaker. If I don't work, the money's not going to come in. And I noticed before I even started posting every day, I would get an influx of messages after I make a post. So let's say if I haven't posted for a week or two and my DMs are dry and I'm trying to get some work, worst case scenario, if I don't have any shoots coming up, which this has happened, I've gone into a month with no shoots booked and bills to pay, just post some sort of content. Even if it's a funny meme about videography, which I've posted before. One time I posted a meme, got like 5,000 to 10,000 views. I got like 10 DMs asking how much I charge for videos. Wow. Even if it's a meme. So I can see, okay, they see who I am. They see that I'm working. That's all they need to see. You know what I mean? Because I have people DMing me like, hey, man, I kept seeing your work and I didn't hit you up. I kept seeing you. But now finally here I am. What are your rates? So it's just really about being in people's face every day that are going to, no matter what you're looking for. If you have a service, people are trying to book you. If you have a product, if you have a podcast, as long as you're in people's face every day, if they're even mildly interested, they're eventually going to check you out.
I got you. Now tell me, early on, we're going to go back a little bit as far as like your early struggles.
Yeah.
Okay, you got to, you started to do these $50, it went from no money to $50 music videos to your name getting out there, building your platform. What's some of the early struggles that you've come across?
Early struggles in the very beginning, I guess it would just be raising enough money to keep investing into gear. Obviously, that's a whole rabbit hole because once you get to a certain point, you really don't need more gear unless you're obsessed, which I feel like a lot of people obsess over. But as far as early struggles, it would be, getting enough money to move from this $300 camera to now this camera that shoots 4K, which is the craze or whatever back in the day. That's an early struggle, is just being able to afford a lot of this expensive equipment. Another early struggle is trying to find people who would pay you a price. 3 years ago, I was saying, okay, I'll charge $75 a video plus, it was super weird, plus $5 for every other location. And a dude was like, oh, man, you're killing me. Let's do 60 total. I'm like, all right, fine, whatever. So I guess it's just really being the mindset of, I can't charge more than this because this guy won't pay more than this. With really, there's an unlimited amount of money out there. Yeah. So that was an early struggle as well. Just every early struggle anybody self-employed would face.
How do you feel? Because you are self-employed, but how do you find? How do you feel like you found that though? Finding, okay, I'm worth this much, because we all have insecurities, we all have doubts. But I feel like if I was in your position, I don't know at what point I would be like, all right, well, I could charge this much or that much. How do you feel you got to that?
So when I first came up with my price, the whole $50 or whatever, I mean, it was really just because I didn't know anything. So I literally just picked a random number. Proceeding, I don't think you should do this, but I kind of compared my price to other prices, because sometimes videographers will post like a price list, like, okay, $200 video, this is what you get. So I'll kind of compare, okay, I see his work. I feel like, okay, I'm a little better than him. Maybe I could charge a little more. And I just kind of kept going up from there. I feel like,
as far as like the effects and like,
yeah, I mean, effects, like 3-hour shoot, this number of scenes. Okay, do I have lighting? But I feel like every time my price raised, it was just because, okay, I feel like I'm providing way more value, or I'm doing way more work. I feel like, if you do something back to back and you get paid a certain amount, you'll feel like, okay, it's time to up it up a little more. I'm getting better, okay. It's really a weird question for me to answer because I don't entirely know myself, So
I feel like it's a little bit of what they say, like a barber, like, okay, you're not paying me for doing it. You're paying me for the I think the skill or the knowledge it took me to learn all of this.
Yeah, that's something I heard before. Like, sometimes like high-end logo designers will charge like $25,000 for a logo, and he'll draw it on a napkin in 5 seconds, and the company's like, oh, it just took you 5 seconds. Why can't I just pay you $100? Because you're paying for like the 30 years we've been doing it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So hopefully one day I'm there.
We'll
see. Long time to go. But tell me, man. If you don't mind sharing a little experience that went bad. Cause I know you done told me a couple, but now we on camera, so you could.
I don't think there were many bad situations. I think it was just really a matter of me having common sense, just avoiding some shoots in general, just not saying yes to some people who would offer something and I get more information and now it sounds sketchy. After they answer.
Just saying yes. Okay, well, you paying how much? Yes. All right, let's do it. That type of thing, or?
What do you mean?
As far as like
turning people down?
You talking, like early on, like you just saying, okay, hey, minimum price is $50, I pay you $100. Okay, yeah, like.
Yeah, I would say, going off of that, what I think you're asking is sometimes if people would give me a good rate, I would say yes.
Just say yes
with no questions asked, which is not good to do, because all of a sudden I'll pull up the shoot and they're like, okay, we're gonna do this, that, and I'm like, whoa, this is crazy. But as far as bad situations, I don't really think I've had a few. More than a few. I talked about this before. I'll briefly go over it. There was one shoot. It was like an $80 video. I drove an hour out there. However, we had to drive to multiple people's houses because everyone was on house arrest. And that was my first video with guns pointed at me. I know that's a lot in one sentence.
They had the little red dot in there?
Yeah, they had the lasers on the guns, like shotgun, a couple pistols. This is my first time a weapon's ever been fired at me. I didn't check anything. They just pulled them out as soon as I started the music and they started rapping. So that's something that it was a very big culture shock for me. And they ended up not even wanting to use the scene because, like I said, they're on house arrest or whatever. So that was like ridiculous.
They kind of should have thought about that before.
Not house arrest, but parole, but whatever, something like that.
Yeah, they kind of should have thought about that.
Yeah, and I guess they thought I was used to it because that's a very common thing. Is as far as like with trap music and stuff, it's just really about capture people's attention. I guess they could do that with firearms and stuff, which I understand. I'm not.
Yeah,
I don't think
it's just the image, because a lot of people not even really about that, but just portraying that image and getting the crowd in. Hey, I rap and I do this. Yeah, I look like so and so that does it. So.
And I won't say any names, but there's actually, I think there is a shoot I haven't talked about before, but we're doing a music video. The sun just went down. I was inside, and we were getting ready to shoot outside. However, I heard a bunch of yelling. So much yelling. I think I heard the artist's voice, and he was yelling at this dude. I didn't know what was going on. I low-key, I think I had some body armor on, because if I'm going to do a shoot with guns in it, which I don't do anymore, well, then let me at least protect myself, whatever. And I had my gun on me. I used to have it on my holster on my hip because I couldn't conceal. Because I'm not even 21 yet. I'm 20 right now. But they were just yelling. And I know, and it was the type of, trap artist, Yeah. And I'm thinking all of a sudden a gunshot's going to go off. I'm thinking somebody's going to get killed. Yeah. But later found out that I guess he had some weed on the table in his house, and the artist caught somebody putting weed just in their pocket.
Somebody packing a mail.
Just trying to just stuffing weed in his pocket. And I guess somebody snitched on him because they saw him stealing the weed from him, and he confronted him. He took a video. He was yelling at him. He was dumping the weed out of his pocket. He's like, "How you gonna do this? I'll let you in my house." yada yada yada. I think they either took his glasses or they took his phone, and he had to like walk home. And then his uncle came back to get his phone. I mean, it was super crazy, and that just turned them up from there. And then we ended up shooting like 3 more scenes, and they had all guns pointed at the camera. So that just hyped them up even more.
Yeah, that scene, yeah.
So,
I can imagine.
I ain't gonna say no names. I understand if somebody's stealing from you and everything, but just me not even knowing what's going on, and all of a sudden I hear all this yelling. I've never been. It was in Rayford, by the way. Never been to Rayford. I didn't know how bad it was.
Don't go back out there.
Yeah, I'm not going.
Bun level. Don't go back out there.
Yeah, I mean, I told them I wasn't gonna work with them anymore just because I didn't want to be in that environment. And I think they understood. So.
If you bought that life, you bought that life. Yeah. But I'm not about that life.
So yeah, that was pretty crazy. And that's I guess that's also something to help me raise my price as well. So
yeah, if you're not getting, I hope nobody getting shot at all. But if you're getting shot over $50 music videos, then you got to reconsider something.
Yeah, well, this actually wasn't that too long ago. I think it was a year or 2 ago. Oh, yeah. So yeah, but
what else? All right, man. So tell me. Not just the cameraman, but what else do you see yourself doing in the future? Since this is just 3 years of just an amazing 3 years, honestly, of you doing what you're doing. Where do you see this
first
going?
of all, I'm very grateful that this can be my full-time job. But as far as where I see myself going from now,
at least like the next 5.
I'm continuing to direct music videos because I've learned to grow a passion for them. It's not just me being bored anymore. I feel like I'm very good at what I do, and other people realize that, and they keep coming to me. So why not keep doing them if I like them? But as far as where I see myself going from here, I've actually partnered with a creative director in Raleigh, and we shot a few commercials, and that was pretty fun. We did some parodies, like we did a commercial that was a parody off of the movie Clueless, and we're doing one off a parody of the movie ATL.
I know ATL. I don't think I know Clueless though.
Yeah, but I mean, it was a fun time. She set up everything, and other than just creative commercials, I really want to get into short films. Have you seen the Kevin James? It's Kevin James, right? I think the Kevin James sound guy videos, where he was like the sound guy in Joker, and then it was a scene from the movie, but he green screened himself in there, and he was acting like the sound guy. Like it's behind the scenes, and he was.
No, I haven't seen. I gotta look that up.
I want to create some sort of short film like content. Like he's put that all on YouTube, and I'm sure he's making hella money off of it. But I want to create content. Like Will Smith's big on the content game, but I want to do it in the short film aspect, almost like something you would see on a high quality YouTube channel.
So you would that. So as far as getting your director bag, not as much as just behind the camera. That's dope.
Yeah, I definitely. Yeah, I mean,
I can act a little bit.
You can act a little bit?
Just a little bit. Not too much. Just a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to get into it, man. I want to be able to tell a story because with music videos, it's all client work. They'll give me creative freedom, but it's still their song.
Yeah.
So it's not really all coming from me, which I really want to test that out. So yeah, I mean, that's where I want to create some short films, and I want to end up making a living off of it somehow, whether that's me partnering with a celeb who has money or just somehow, sponsors. I mean, something.
Hopefully,
that's where I want to go with it.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up, but I got one more thing to ask you.
Okay, what's up?
For where you're at right now,
yeah.
If you had to go back, let's just say go back to high school, just about junior, senior year.
Okay.
What advice or what would you tell yourself back then that you know now?
Yeah. So, quick background. After high school, I went to Nash Community College for 2 years, and I dropped out. I didn't even get my associates because I failed all my online classes.
Me too. Sorry.
But I would definitely do that again because it was actually I got scholarships and they actually paid me to go there. It was so cheap.
Wow.
So I would do that again. I would say, I would tell myself I started shooting videos right after high school. So I would tell myself, hey man, if you like anything, even just a little bit, if you like cooking just a little bit, if you watch YouTube and you kind of want to be in that space, if you like anything just a little bit, go ahead and pursue it. Go ahead and do what you got to do, whether that's some sort of trial run where you don't have to drop thousands on gear or whatever. Just get into it a little earlier. Just go ahead and just start doing it. Just start filming it. You know what I mean? Because I'll have videographers hit me up from pages, and I'll look at their page, no work. But they're like, hey, man, should I get this? Should I get that? How do I do this? Just start.
Just start.
Just start. Literally just start. So that's something. I feel like that's what I would say to my past self or my earlier self, I guess.
That's some golden advice. Start a little bit early. A lot of people, everybody say do what you love, but then once I want to be a painter. Oh, a painter don't really pay that much. Okay, well, figure out how much.
Yeah, that was a big thing. Oh, my goodness, dude. I did not know what I wanted to do. I thought I wanted to get into computers. I thought I wanted to code.
Like IT.
Hell no.
I mean, it's cool,
just because the money was decent, and I thought I liked technology just because I watched. I had a computer and I was playing games. I thought I wanted to be a software engineer. Nah, bro. Don't. Definitely do what you like, because I was caught up in the wrong headspace. I was going to go to university. I was going to go to Duke for whatever. I don't even know, but I'm so glad I didn't do that.
Shout out to Duke.
Shout out to Duke. Yeah.
Brotherhood. Forever.
Yeah. But
man, it's going to wrap up another episode of Put Me On Game. I'm your host. This is Noah.
Hey, NJC. Oh, yeah.